Good day and welcome back to Canadian Informal. Today we will be tackling all things belts, so buckle up. Ow. Welcome back to Canadian Informal. I'm Curtis Allen and I have a passion for making the men of the Great White North look and feel their very best. So today I am jacketless, I am nearly sleeveless, and that's because we have got a lot of work to do. So get ready for a very exciting episode all about belts. If you think it's just a buckle and a leather strap, then you will be in for quite a surprise today. So let's get started. So welcome to my workbench. This is where we will be going through 9 different styles of belts. And there's a very important reason why I picked 9. Because I wanted to split it up into 3 different categories. Category number 1 being which belts work best with jeans. Now, I personally don't wear a lot of jeans very often. However, I know a lot of you do. So it's important that we cover that, and there will be different examples for different jean types. Number 2 is casual pants or trousers. These are things you would lounge around in, maybe go out for brunch, not something that would be in a suit, not something that you would even necessarily wear with a sports jacket or blazer. And the third category is formal wear. And that is where I think most people break out their belts. And a lot of people have maybe 2 or 3 different belts. Maybe one of them is reversible, so that kind of covers a few bases. But I think it's important to have a wide range of belts. Like many other accessories, having a good range of belts can really set yourself apart from other men and really individualize your style. So before we get into different belts for different pant types, let's break down a few different features of belts. So I'm going to start here with the first example of a belt for jeans. And we've got here a diesel black leather belt, and it has got a couple distinguishing features. It's got a very heavy silver buckle. This is quite an old belt, so it is starting to tarnish, although other than that it is in great shape. But it has got 2 holes, meaning that they are in pairs running down the edge of the belt, and that helps keep the leather in shape, which is very good. You're not putting as much stress on a single hole. The other thing that helps keep the holes looking new and not looking stretched is how round the prongs are of the belt buckle. Some newer or cheaper belts will have very flat prongs, and that will make for a sharper edge, and that will stretch the holes out before they need to be. So we've got that feature. Then we've got the belt loop, and it's got the diesel kind of emblem on there as well. And that's something a bit unique. Most belt loops do not have any sort of emblem or engraving or anything like that. So this is another feature that keeps it very casual. This would be great if you ride motorcycles, or you do wear a lot of dark blue denim jeans. Dark blue denim would go very well with this belt. As you see here, you've got an accompanying pair of diesel jeans, and that of course goes very well with the diesel black belt. You could also wear it with black denim, although I wanted to choose blue so that you can get a bit of contrast between the belt and the pants. So let's move on and show a very different style of belt. This is And Armani Exchange, also leather, but it is a woven leather. And it's a little bit thinner as well. And that's because you can dress it up a little bit, and formal pants usually have smaller belt loops. So they may not fit with the thicker belts that you have, which is probably good because thicker belts generally are more casual. And this is casual too. Even though it is leather, the woven pattern makes it great for early fall, late summer, and the colors, the burgundy and the black, really reflect that as well. And it has got a very standard buckle, single prong in a bronze. And the bronze is good as opposed to the silver because it blends in a little bit easier. It's not so shiny and a bit obtruse. It really allows the belt strap to shine because there's quite a bit going on with the strap. So you want to make sure that the strap is getting the attention, in this case, not the buckle. And an important thing to keep in mind, as you see the pant belt combination there, you can see how you really get that contrast, but it is a very subtle contrast, but it is still more so than you would get if you just had a standard brown belt. So I think the burgundy is good because it really makes this belt more versatile. So let's move now to the third combination here. And this is one of my favorite belts to wear with jeans. And it is Calvin Klein jeans collection. And it has got a massive buckle. Now the buckle is pretty straightforward, not a whole lot going on, but it bubbles out just a little bit. And that really helps with the fit of the belt. And the loop is metal, which is great for durability. And then it is attached using an orange thread to contrast the green of the strap. And so everything about this belt really screams an individual sense of style, not a color, not a style that you will see very often. And that's why when I'm wearing a simple pair of jeans, a light wash pair of jeans, this is really my go-to belt. It works really well with the lighter colors. It would blend in a bit too much with the darker colors of the first jeans shown. And something to keep in mind with all belts is sizing. The general rule of thumb is you want to go one size up from your pant size. So if I'm a 32, then I would go with the 34 belt. But just to be safe, I always find it's better to go with a 36. Because you got to take a few things into account. And one of them is the type of pant that you'll be wearing. If it is a very thick, bulky, hard-wearing jean, then it's going to need a longer belt than a very slim, very fine wool that you would find in a suit pant. So what you're going to be wearing the belt with needs to be taken into account when you are purchasing. So let's move forward into the next category, and the next category is casual pants. So here we are. This is a beautiful cotton belt by Scotch and Soda, which is a great company, great name, good American company, and you have a lot of distinguishing features with this belt, not the least of which is the O-ring for the buckle, a double O-ring, and then some leather for durability and to press the rivets in to keep everything in place. And if we go to the other end of the belt, you can see leather there as well, just to kind of bring the whole thing together. And what's great about these belts is you can size it to whatever you need it to be. So how you would buckle this belt is quite unusual. You would go through both O-rings, then you would pull it through to the desired length, and then you would pull it over one and under the other, and then just pull that until it's tight. Now, do keep in mind that because it's attached like this, it will not stay tight for an entire evening. So do be aware of that. You may need to tighten it up throughout the day, but I think it is really worth it for the style you get out of this belt. And wearing it with casual pants, capris would work really well with this belt. Even if you have white trousers, it would work really well with this belt. Shorts are excellent with this belt. It's a great spring summer belt. You get that light denim color with the blue and then the brown and the kind of oil stained brass O-rings. It is a belt that is very durable given the materials, and you don't have to worry about any holes stretching or anything like that. So I've had this for a number of years, and it will last quite a few more, I suspect. So let's move on to another woven belt, but very different in style. This woven belt is black by Penguin, and Penguin makes excellent menswear accessories. Their hats are beautiful, and so are their belts. And what's good about this belt, as you can see, it's got a very straightforward buckle, single prong, a leather belt loop, and then a synthetic material, got a little bit of elastic in it because it does stretch. As you can see, you can get a lot of stretch out of this. So whatever the actual size is, if you fluctuate in weight throughout the year, throughout a season, this belt will move with you. And because it's woven, it again can be measured to whatever size you need. And as your weight fluctuates, you can adapt for that. So the other thing about this belt, which I love, is it too has leather on the end, just like the Scotch and Soda belt. But as you can see, it squares off at the end. I like that, and that is a great touch if you are wearing a woven tie that also is squared off at the bottom. I think for folks who notice such things, they will be quite impressed, and you will feel very good while wearing it in that way. But there are a number of ways that you can wear it. It is a little bit more formal than the Scotch and Soda woven belt we just saw. And a large part of that is because it's black. Anything black tends to be a bit more formal. But now let's move on to the last belt in our casual lineup, and it is the opposite of black. It is white. And white belts, I know, are not the most popular at the moment. When I bought this, they were, and at some point in the next 4 or 5 years, I suspect they will make a comeback. I think there is a place for a white belt. I do not believe that place is with white trousers. I don't love the idea of wearing a belt that matches exactly with the trousers. I always like a bit of contrast. So as you can see with the yellow, the white pops, it gives it a more casual feel. This is a Calvin Klein white leather, patent leather belt, and it's got a silver and white buckle. So you can see the 2 bars of silver and the larger middle bar of the white. A little bit of a cream color. But with the yellow trousers, it really screams spring, summer. So this belt doesn't have any prongs. It has just got a flat piece of metal with a little indentation for going through belt holes. So it's kind of a bell shape, larger at the bottom and that way when it goes through the belt, it stays in place and doesn't pop out. So that is just another way and a very popular way of doing a belt buckle. And oftentimes people will have belt buckles like this when they are removable. And there are a number of ways you can get belts that have removable buckles, and you can customize it with your own buckle. And we will be looking at an example of that coming up. So before we get to that, that is 2 sets down and 1 set to go. That is jeans covered, casual pants covered. Let's move on to more formal wear. So stay with me. I know this is a little bit of a long video, but it is important that we cover everything we need to know about belts. So the next time you're putting an outfit together for whatever occasion, you'll have an idea of what goes with what and what suits your needs best. So here we are with another Calvin Klein belt. I bought a lot of these around the same time. I went on a bit of a CK kick, if you will. So this one is reversible. We haven't seen a reversible belt yet. This is brown on this side, and you pull from the buckle and the strap, and it'll separate a little bit, and you turn that, and all of a sudden we're on black. Now there are little screws that keep that in place, and so if you wanted to remove the strap, put a new strap in, you could do so with those screws. And oftentimes those screws will be on the side of the non-black side. So if it's black and brown, black and gray, black and white, it's usually on the non-black side because manufacturers presume that people will be wearing the belt on the black side, which is probably a safe assumption for most people. So again, you've got the solid buckle and you've got the brown and black. Now this one, because it's reversible, you're not going to get a lot of the writing that you get on other belt straps. So if we take a look at the Calvin Klein one in the green that's not reversible, it will say Calvin Klein jeans on it. It'll give you the model number, it'll give you the size, where it was made, the material. You won't get that on reversible belts because they don't want that showing while you're wearing either side. So if you buy it with the tags, make sure you write down somewhere what it is in case you ever need to replace it for any reason, or you want to get another one in a few years' time. Maybe the leather is starting to stretch on this one and you want to get a new one because you have enjoyed it. So do make a note of that at time of purchase. Let's move on now to another belt with a removable buckle. So we're going to go through how to change this out. This is a Versace belt from the Versace collection in Italy. It is brown, box calf leather, all made in Italy, the strap and the buckle. So this one, very easy to change. It's got a little lever here where the strap meets the buckle, and you pop that open and little teeth pop open, and that's what holds it in place. And so you can pull that right out. You can grab a new strap like this gray one here, which I like because it's a bit different with the gray, a bit unique. And you can pop that in, press it all the way until it won't go any further, and then use the teeth to slam it shut. Make sure it's nice and tight. And there you go, all done, ready to be worn with a different strap. So this is my favorite buckle, and the fact that you can interchange it with other straps is great. because then you can just buy various straps, usually much less expensive than buying a whole new belt, and play around with them. And if you have a couple buckles, let's say you have one in silver, one in black, one in gold, then you can really accentuate all the combinations possible. So do keep that in mind. So if you have 3 buckles, 3 straps, all of a sudden you've got 9 different combinations. So speaking of versatility, our last belt is Coach, and this buckle is wonderful as well. It's got a metal belt loop, which is good, but it's a little bit of a softer edge on the buckle. It's got a little bit of a wave effect, and that really makes it a bit more formal than, say, a very flat silver like this gunmetal gray one with the penguin. So you can see the softer lines, a little bit more elegant, if I do say so myself. And this is a very unique belt. It is leather, but it's got fabric with the Coach C's, their logo, all the way down. The full length of the belt, well, full length, 3/4 of the length, maybe even 80%, and then you've got the holes. So you want all leather for that, for durability purposes. But this is also reversible with the black fabric, and switching that over to the straight black box calf leather. So that is 9 belts for 9 different styles of trouser, and I hope you have found a few combinations that you will be putting together going forward. So I'm Curtis Allen with Canadian Formal, hoping you will stay stylish. Thank you.